This is a quick guide to how I finally beat an auto Wyvern 13. So basically, Wyvern 13 is pretty much the same as other Wyverns, except for the fact that it has a lot more HP, and as well as an additional mechanic where it needs to have at least 2 debuffs for it to only attack your front line. If it has less than that, it will attack a random member of the party, which could easily destroy most comps, since we want everyone other than the front line to be either damage dealers, healers, debuffers, and things like that. On to the team. This is the current team that I'm using to fight Wyvern 13. Since right now we have the Guilty Gear banner, I'm making this guide since Dizzy is available at this moment. Either way, I think that most people must pull for Dizzy. She's a very good character, even though she's like 2 or 3 years old. She still has her uses. So let me just go through the team very quickly. So the first team member, of course, and probably the most important, is the frontline tank. Now, some people use stuff like General Purgis or non-water characters, but I do have Purgis, but he doesn't work for the gear I have right now. So what I will be using is Crow. Otherwise, if you have the gear for it, stuff like Tywin would work, or even someone like Rosette, anyone who is tanky enough. So let's check stats very quickly. So my Crow right now he's still tuned for PvP, so he has a speed set as well as an immunity set. He has at least 1600 defense, 24k HP. His speed is pretty much negligible. Right now, my boots, as you can see, it's on health, so I don't care for speed for Crow. And 70 effectiveness, these are not really that relevant. He just needs at least, I think, 13 to 1400 defense, as well as much HP you can manage. I put him on Proof of Valor to reduce the damage from Wyvern. Let me just highlight each piece of gear he has. So, boots. These are the tower rings, so health percent as well. Immunity necklace. I think this is free gear if I'm not mistaken. Then this is also event gear or something. Immunity armor, and then a speed helm. It's pretty terrible rolls, to be honest. And a Hell Raid dagger. So that's my Crow. Now my second character is the main damage dealer. It's gonna be Alexa. You could use other characters here like I don't know, Kise or Cigarette, I think. But I use Alexa because she's pretty much a free character. She's really easy to build, and the biggest reason, I guess, is that she's really good with Daydream Joker. So that's Daydream Joker. It increases damage dealt proportionate to the enemy's max HP. So if you know Alexa's S1, if it crits, she gets a bonus attack, so she triggers the artifact twice, which is really good. So let's see. So here are my stats. Again, she's on speed and crit set. The goal here is to guarantee her crits as well as take as many turns as possible. So as you could see, my attack, it's pretty okay. It could be higher, but I don't have the rolls for it. So again, her speed as much as manageable. Her crit chance is 65%, but it could go as low as 50% since we have Furious on the team. And then critical damage as much as you can. Effectiveness, mine is incidental, but it's good. It it's okay if you have higher effectiveness, so she could land her poison debuff. And effect resistance is a wasted stat. So I'd like to discuss her attack. So S3, it deals damage proportional to the number of debuffs on the enemy. It doesn't make a huge difference, but it's still pretty good. Her S2, it's a single attack that can inflict 2 poison effects and increases her combat readiness by 30%. Again, it's not that good, but incidental debuffs are really useful on Wyvern. And her S1, so it's an attack that will trigger a bonus attack if you crit. So let me just show her gear. So she's on a speed boot, attack ring, crit damage, necklace, and then again it's Hellraid gear. So Hellraid weapon, speed helm, and speed armor. So again, my rolls, I've been very unlucky with my rolls. These are not the best rolls, but for her stats, she works well. She still works well on Wyvern, so I guess most players can attain these stats. Okay. Third character is my defense breaker and secondary DPS, which is Furious. Again, I chose Furious because he's pretty reliable. He cycles pretty quickly, and most importantly, he is available as a connection hero, so all players should be able to get at least one copy of Furious. So those are his stats. So he's on speed and a bit of crit, a bit of attack, and most importantly, he needs a lot of effectiveness to be able to land his debuffs on the Wyvern. Worth noting that his artifact, the best in slot, is Song of Stars, because it gives him a very huge chance to land a target debuff on Wyvern, which is an additional debuff that allows Wyvern to only attack your tank. So it's an additional layer of safety, I guess. So those are his stats. Let's check his gear. Level 70 speed weapon. I kept this because it had a very good roll for critical damage. So again, it could be better. So I guess most players could do better in this. Next is a speed helm. Again, very terrible rolls. This is probably one of my earliest pieces of gear, so I just slapped in on him. And effectiveness armor. So again, pretty good critical damage, decent effectiveness, and crit chance. Next is an attack person necklace. This could be critical damage, but this is what I had, so again, it's a good chance for improvement for many players. So I have 11 speed, 18% effectiveness, some critical damage, and a very small bit of attack. And then the last piece is, the ring piece is effectiveness ring. So very bad substats, could be better, but so that's something a lot of players could easily obtain. So effective, but the most important thing is it has an effectiveness main stat. And last is speed boots, so he could take as many turns as possible. So 40 speed, some health, FRS, which is not really useful, so it could be a different stat like attack or crit damage. and then a bit of effectiveness and a bit of attack. It's worth noting that this particular build for my Furious is also tuned for Banshee 13, which I will show in a different video at some point in the future. So the only thing I'm switching around are his boots, and then he already works for me in Banshee 13, which features Biken, who is also available in the current Guilty Gear banner. So that's something to show. So my Furious is only on Awakening 5, so I think he could still be awakened further. I'm not sure what his 6th awakening is. Let me just quickly check. It's health, so it's not really that important, so yeah, you could ignore that. Anyway, that is my Furious. And lastly, we have Dizzy, who again is currently available in the Guilty Gear banner. I really recommend getting her, even if you won't be using her for Banshee 13. She's a really good unit. As you can see right now, my Dizzy is tuned as a tank. So as you know from my other videos, I love tanky characters. So she's currently a tanky disruptor with okay speed, I guess. So she could be built a bit better for Wyvern, but right now I didn't bother to change her gears for PvP. So that's how good she really is. She works in Wyvern even if she's tuned for PvP. Anyway, these are her stats. The most important thing here, I guess, is speed. Just get it above 200. It's pretty easy with Dizzy. And a lot of effectiveness, so she can actually land her debuffs. Her artifact right now, it's the new guild artifact, which is Warhorn. It increases the attack of all allies by 6% and gives some CR whenever an enemy completes 3 of their turns. So it's pretty okay. It could be changed to something else. There's a lot of good mage artifacts, so I just use this because I guess it makes Wyvern a little bit quicker for me. Anyway, onto her gear. This is the free arena effectiveness gear. It's pretty old, but still works. This is pretty bad effectiveness gear. It has 12 speed, so I don't want to scrap it. This is speed armor. Again, it's pretty meh, but so it could be better. This is a HP necklace with a bit of effectiveness. This is it's in HP. It's an HP blue. It's a rare ring with health and also a bit of effectiveness. And these are really old pieces of gear. And lastly, it's a speed boot with some effectiveness and health. Again, could be improved, but this is what I have. I don't have the resources to try to farm more pieces of gear. So yep, that's pretty much my Dizzy that I'm using for Wyvern. So the idea for the team is that we will survive wave 1 with minimal amounts of damage. We don't need a healer because in wave 2 we expect Dizzy to keep Wyvern's offense locked down by her attack down and blind debuffs, so that's pretty good. And then we just hope that Wyvern gets as many debuffs as possible to prevent him from attacking our other characters, and hope that Alexa and Furious could take him down and kill him. So that's my Wyvern team. I'll be recording the rest of my Wyvern runs for the day to show how the team works. It's not the fastest team, but it's pretty stable. I think that unless you have really godly gear, it's very hard to sort of get a 100% win rate against Wyvern. But this seems to be pretty close. To be honest, I only seen it fail once or twice, I guess. But otherwise, it's really stable, and it's pretty stable. Apart from that, the only other issue is that the runs take a bit of time to complete, so that's a thing if you're strapped for speed. But since it's on auto, I don't think that will be a problem for most people. But yeah, it's pretty I think the team kills the Wyvern after the first shield phase, but sometimes it does reach the second shield phase. So, but it's pretty safe team, so it shouldn't be an issue. You still get to beat Wyvern and get your gear running. So yeah, it's pretty much it for the guide. You could stop watching here, otherwise I will just record the rest of my Wyvern runs. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See you again next time. Ciao.
With all my faith!
Fight for Aachen until the end. Glory for Aachen. Death to our foes. Shall we begin? Before the ravages of Aachen. I'm charging. Is it my turn? Fire! Fire! We will destroy all who stand against us.
With all my faith.
I'm charging. Now, is it my turn? Fire! Fire! We will destroy all who stand against us.
I'll cut you!
Forward! Forward! Cower before the greatness of Aachen. Prepare yourself. Shall we begin? Fight for Aachen until the end. Glory for Aachen. Death to our foes.
With all my faith.
Forward! Forward! Cower before the greatness of Aachen. Fire! Fire! We will destroy all who stand against us.
Sword of righteousness!
I'm charging! Fight for Aachen till the end. Cower before the greatness of Aachen.
Are you okay?
Forward, forward! Glory for Aachen. Death to our foes.
With all my faith.
Let's see how long you can endure.
Yes!
Fire! Fire! Cower before the greatness of Aachen. Prepare yourself!
I'll cut you!
Fight for Aachen till the end. We will destroy all who stand against us. Reinforcements
Are you
needed.
okay?
Fire! Fire! Glory for Aachen. Death to our